Good morning, Vlogmas people. Happy 20th Vlogmas. Again without bouncing. Susan at Seaside Stitches. Happy 20th Vlogmas, or Vlogmas number 20. Okay, so having yesterday heard the news about Christmas changes, I had a decision to make this morning. Do I come down all dreary and well, just have to get on with things then, or do I wear red? So I decided I would wear some red. I'd put some makeup on, and all the things that I've been just carrying on with and not sharing, it kind of doesn't matter now because I can just engage you a bit in what I have been doing, and I'm sure you're not going to tell them, and I'll just ask them to avoid these last few Vlogmas videos. So, item number 1, I finally finished this Lima cushion that I had promised to make from about August or September, where I just randomly bought some of this fabric and just because I really liked it, and I made Amy a tote bag. So she liked that, and their sofa is very similar colour to this creamy beige. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, I'm going on about nothing. So I noticed that it matched, so I asked would she like a cushion, and she said yes because I had a little bit more, and I cut that out. Well, I shared it on a video that I was doing a Harper cardigan on, or a number 3 video where I'd put my blue dress together. So it's a while ago that it's not got done. It's not necessarily for Christmas, it's just been in my waiting pile. And the backing I've done, because I didn't have a lot at the time, I've managed to get some more now, but from a sheet of pale grey, of matching grey that I'd bought from Aldi. $6.99 for a king size flat sheet. I thought that will go far, that. So I washed it, but when I brought it in, it had all kind of striated. It had gone marbleized. It got white lines through it, all random. It wasn't worth anything except internal fabric. So that's what I've done. I've backed the little piece of fusible fleecing. I've backed the front with, and then I've covered that with the grey sheeting, just so that it's not all raw when you're putting your pillow in and out to the fleece. So on the back, this is a story in itself. We had a sofa in there that was beyond its days really, but about this time last year, we decided we would order some covers for it. We used BEMZ, B-E-M-Z. They are good at making, they have all the IKEA patterns, so they'll make loose cushions for IKEA past and present sofas and furniture. So we'd already had one, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago for another sofa that we had, and we really liked the quality and everything about it. So we made a rash decision one evening last November, and there were some issues with shipping, and I don't know if they forgot the order or what they did, but by the time it came, we'd already realised we'd ordered the wrong shade. But and so we left it in its packaging for quite a while because we weren't up to sorting that sofa at that time. And when I did open it, I'd ordered the wrong size. So I'd ordered a 3-seater. Ours was a 3-seater, but it's only got 2 cushions back and front. But they'd updated that version, and their newer 3-seater was a very wide 3-seater with they'd elongated it, so there were still 2 cushions to sit on and 2 cushions at the back, but they were huge. And without actually doing a remake, then there was no way that, and by then it was too late, and also there's got a no returns policy once you've ordered it, and they're committed. So this, long story short, short story long, this is that fabric, and it's quite good furnishing fabric. So I've cut the cushions, I've cut fabric from the cushions and used it for other things, and this is one of the other things. So there you go. So that's that. And I'd also bought a while ago as well an 18-inch cushion from IKEA. So that's ready to go now. So what I'm doing is getting things ready for tomorrow to parcel up and send. And the main things that, the main performance are these. They're supposed to be dogs. This one is kind of an ocelotti dog, but he gets away with being a spotty dog. And this one is a zebra dog. And I've made this pattern before as bears, and they absolutely love them. I was a bit nervous about doing it. They were my first proper things that I did in lockdown. And I'd sent for an ordinary teddy bear pattern, but our Toby had asked for it. Anyway, in response to him asking, "Grandma, could you please make me a teddy bear?" I thought, oh yes. So I sent for a pattern off Etsy, but it had so many little pieces and it was much smaller than I thought, and the instructions were in Greek. So, or the translation was from Greek, and it wasn't really, wasn't going to be my masterpiece. Anyway, I came across this pattern from Simplicity. I have mentioned it before, and I've just put it away. Anyway, yes, so this Simplicity, and all it is, it's really a simple pattern. It's just 2 pieces. Whoops, just get it. This is another one I was asked for in the process of, once I'd made the others. I just made them out of craft cotton because that's all I could get at the time. It was quite early on in the heavy lockdown, and there weren't fabric shops open, and I had some. I'd asked his mum what was his favourite colour, and she said, I've asked him, and he says it's Hulk green. So the nearest I could get to that was this. So that's just fabric cotton, and I'd found out that Fabrics at Fleetwood were doing a click and collect thing. So I'd ordered a metre of that, and I also had some, and Rowan's favourite colour, because you can't make one without the other, is red, and I did have some red from doing our drumming skirts. We have red, purple and yellow. So I had that. So I made them each a green one and a red one in this bear pattern. And I was a bit nervous about whether they're going to go, "Grandma, what have you done?" But they loved them. They were so cuddly. And I also used this to line them, to stuff them, to fill them. And it's brilliant. It's really good use of recycled plastic bottles. And when I told Toby that that's what I'd used, and it's really soft and squishy, and the photos, I can't show photos because we don't put the children on social media, but they'd sent me a video and he's hugging it. It's so squishy and lovely. And I'd explained it was made from plastic bottles, and he said, "And I can't even feel the bottles, Grandma." So I really like that, so I sent for more of it. It's obviously more pricey than the normal stuff, but what price they're planning, eh? So this is the pattern. It's Simplicity 8044. I've got a piece of tape over the top of it because I've mended that tear. 8044, and it's just in they are the back pieces. It looks like some kind of, I don't know, dragon or rhinoceros or something. But so you've just got two pieces for the back and 2 pieces for the front. And it's very strange because the leg and arm face one way and the head faces another, and you think, how on earth can that work? But it does. So yeah, so as you open that, you just sew all the way down the back. That's it. I kept thinking this was a tail, but it's a dart. It's just dead simple, or I wouldn't be making them again. But on the pattern, you've got the choice of a dog, a bear, or a bunny rabbit. A bunny rabbit. And this time I've made them dogs, and I've made them out of this fluffier fabric. And that's what I said, this is a zebra dog. And it looks really weird at this point. So today one of my jobs is to add the stuffing to it, and then you sew up the back, and the last job you do is embroider a nose on it. And that just kept me for ages that I just didn't dare, and was worried I would mess it up on the bears. But I'll put in a picture just to show you what they looked like. But they were quite cute and odd and quirky, and we enjoyed having them around in different places in the room as I've done different bits of them. So anyway, that's me and my nuttiness. So I thought that as I am working on animals today, I would wear my animally print, and I would wear red, just because yes, we're just got to get on with it, haven't we? Anyway, so that's my job for today, and catching up with the other things that I've made for them, which I'll perhaps show you tomorrow. I don't think they'll go off tomorrow, but they may. So that's kind of where I'm up to. I feel a bit better being able to share some of the sewing that I've done, because my life is very boring otherwise. Well, it's very boring anyway, isn't it? Who would be having a really good time playing at making these? I don't know. So it's I'll see how I go on, whether I can come on again later. I'm hoping that I'm also going to do some editing today. Yeah, oh, so there's another one. This is for someone. So this is the other bear. I'm making these two for someone else. That when I showed them the pictures of the green one and the red one way back, they said, "Oh, do you take orders?" And I said, "No, I don't do things to order." And I said, "Why? What were you thinking?" And she said, "Oh, well, I'd like a purple one and a blue one, please, if you ever get round to it." So I thought, well, I could do that for Christmas. So I've to overlock the edges on this one. The other's jersey, so I've not had to do that. And it's on the pile for trimming, so I've done the actual just the joints bit, but I have to trim the curves and things like that. So then I'll either overcast it on my main machine, which is what I did before with the others, because I didn't have the overlocker then. But they're just very strange having the backward eyes in them. Which is also very strange, because it's the first thing you do. Once you put the fronts together, you put the eyes in, and it's just odd. So you've got these strange kind of ghostly creatures hanging about. So that's kind of trying to make some joy for myself, rather than going, "Oh, I'm not going to see the grandchildren." But I'll be seeing them again at some point, and if we stay well, then the sooner that will happen. If we stay well and comply. So I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a good run up to Christmas. I hope you're not too downcast about the outcome of what the news is. Yeah. Okay, so signing off for now. I'll see you later, and if not, please press a thumbs up and or subscribe if you've not already done so. And thank you to everyone who has. I'm just made up about it. Okay, thanks. Bye for now. Okay, you may have seen I've just done on a time lapse where I break it up out of the bag because it's been compacted in a bag for how many weeks, months, whoop, and I just saw on a YouTube vlog when I'd done the other two teddies, I looked into how do I stuff the teddy, and it showed that the polyester fibre, because anyway, this kind of stuffing, even though it's recycled, it's just the same. It's been pushed and pushed and pushed and rolled and compacted to get it into the size of bag it's in, sold by weight. So they just kind of ram it in, and they could have been on the shelves for weeks, months, years. And so to uncompact it, decompact it, pull it apart, I just pull it apart separately, and then coming back together is bringing it back together and just rolling it gently into a ball in your hands. It's quite a therapeutic process and I quite enjoy this, but I do spend some time doing it. I'm packing this with love, not just with shove a load of stuff in it. And I want to get it right, so you have to try and even up each foot as you're going along and each side as you're going along, and that's just what I'm doing. And then when I get to a certain point, you leave the back open on this to stuff it, and one of the more difficult bits is doing the head. So I'm just doing the feet now, only because you've got less room for your hand. Well, you've got less room here as well, but anyway. Yeah, so I'm just doing it methodically until I've got what I feel like is kind of an even packing on each side, and try not to get it lumpy. So it's coming on very nicely now, getting some sort of shape. Just got to keep my concentration or I'll start using it out of the bag that hasn't been. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just pulling it back again, pulling it apart again, and then just and also you're getting air in it and you're getting some space in it, and so that's why it ends up quite squishy and lovely. And what seemed to be a shapeless thing starts to just take some curves, some shape into terms of curves. But I was cleaning the table before because I wanted to make sure there weren't any pins, because the worst thing would be to just, without realising, pick up some pins within it and then stuff the toy with pins in it. That would be awful, because it could just come out at any time and hurt the person that it's for. So it's just having some thought really about what we're doing and why we're doing it. And my table needed a lot of sorting out, so I'm glad I did that. They are not far off done down each side. It looks quite strange as it gets on, so I'm going to need the space here to do the arms rather than pack all this bottom. I need this. Can you see that? I don't know if you can. So, sorry, I played that back and realised that I'm stuffing something over here and you can't really see it. So this is where I've got to. I've got the legs fairly evenly, just do it a little bit on each side and build it up. I'm not going to put much more here for now, because I need this space to be able to get in and out to do the arms and the head. So I'm going to do the head next. And in the teddy, you put a little bit of stuffing in the ears and then sew down, just sew a stitch line there. But in the dog, you don't pad out the ears, so it's just the head. So you've got to do over to the nose. It's a funny little thing, isn't it? And I got these eyes from Hobbycraft initially, I think, yeah. And then I found them somewhere else and I got a few sets, but I only had these. For the dog I would have liked to have put some smaller ones in, but I'm just using up what I've got, and the boys like them. Anyway, they like them in their bears, so they kind of team up with the things they've already got. So And it's quirky as well. It's not meant to be a replica of a dog that you know or a dog that you want to know. It's just it's going to look a bit more like a lamb, I think. It looks like lamb chop. And then that'll change when you just embroider a nose on him. Okay, I'm going to do one of the arms, paws, legs. It's funny because they were arms on the bear. They were arms, weren't they? So, or were they? So there's not much room to go down to this bit. I noticed someone using a chopstick on one of the videos for packing something, or for pushing down a strip of something, and it did remind me we've got some somewhere. So I think I perhaps used a knitting needle last time. I've got some big chunky knitting needles, but you can use the end bit, but then I'm likely to stab myself with the pointy bit sticking up at me. So the main thing with these is they open out just flat like that, but you can sit them, but they're lovely to cuddle, scrunch up. Wow. I have a bit of arthritis in my fingers, so it's just getting a bit tricky. Hello again. I've had an absolutely brilliant day on this 20th day of Vlogmas, and I've got lots of the sewing done, lots of the filling the toys and cushion covers and things that I was wanting to do, and my spirits are much more lifted than they were yesterday when I was signing off. So I hope you've also had a day of I don't know, change, productiveness, or whatever day you wanted to have, or a day with your feet up, any kind of day you wanted to have. And I'm going to share these quirky little things that I've made. I will put a warning out to my son and family not to have a look at what's on the thing. They will understand the significance, even though they may look quite odd to you. It really doesn't matter. But I am sharing what I've been up to for the last few days or a week or so. And I've had a positive day, but my eyes are I've got square eyes from staring. And Alan's been making a nut loaf for our Christmas lunch. We usually have a pretend Christmas lunch when he makes it, because we use the extra bits of it. But he's not as satisfied with it at the moment. He's letting it stand for a while, so we're just going to have something else. And so I'm looking forward to just a chilled out Sunday evening. I was going to go and do some editing, but I think with my eyes as they are, I don't know, they will be completely square by the time I finish that. So editing tomorrow and catch everyone up with whatever's been going on from the 12th, I think. Not that anyone needs to be caught up, but there you go. So I'll just whiz the video down and show you these weird and wonderful creatures. They only need the back sewing and the noses embroidering on. And then I've got phase 2 tomorrow of the other things they're wanting to finish. I was going to post things off tomorrow, but we've decided we'll leave Christmas with what the boys will have anyway, because there'll be loads of stuff. And Father Christmas, I think he must have been very busy, and how he's getting up and down chimneys in his gowns and his masks and his visors, I've no idea, and his rubber gloves. But he's getting round everywhere, and he'd better be doing a good job of not spreading it from tier to tier. So I think there's lots of special measures in place for Santa and all his team this year. So I think these are going as extra kind of treat grandma and granddad presents and things afterwards when we all get together eventually. perhaps about March. I have no idea when that will be, but I want to finish the other things for tomorrow. And then I may start pulling apart my anniversary dress that went a bit wrong, and I may even finish it for Christmas Day, or I may not. So I'm going to sign off now. I know it's only early, but it's not. It doesn't feel early to me. Okay, I'll just show you these, and lots of love to everyone, and thumbs up and subscribe if you've not already done. If you have, thank you ever so much for doing that, and I'll hopefully speak to you again tomorrow. Okay, bye. So they take a little bit of stirring at, because they're really quite odd. You've kind of got a cheetah puppy and a zebra puppy, and got 2 reading pillows that I've made new cushions for, so that the books may even fit on them this time. And I'm not sure if I can zoom in on the little ones. There you go. Hello, sweetie pie. Mr. Zebra Dog. Okay, so we're signing off. And lots of love to everyone. Bye for now. See you again soon. Bye.